Hello guys, it is Weston and I'm here in Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, I'm on some pull-off on the Boulder Canyon Highway or whatever. I stayed a night here. You're not allowed to, but I didn't get in trouble. It's gonna be a 420 video. Why? Well, I'm in Colorado. There's legal marijuana, and also I constantly get questioned if I smoke weed, or I constantly get accused of being high in my videos. Am I high right now? You guys can guess. I'm not high. I've only been high in one of my videos, and that was the weird video with me and Gabriel. Okay, I smoked a little bit of weed. I wasn't even that high. Okay, but this video is gonna be talking about, do I smoke weed? What is my relationship with weed? What's my opinion on weed? And what's you know, what up with weed? I get a lot of questions about marijuana. First, do I smoke weed? I occasionally smoke weed. I would call myself a social smoker. I smoke it here and there. If somebody has a joint, I'm at a party or something, I'll take a puff. I have a very low tolerance since I'm only an occasional smoker. I almost rarely have my own marijuana, except when I'm here in Colorado. Sometimes I seem high. It's just my personality. What my experience with weed has been a journey. It's been a journey with weed. First, my first time trying marijuana was when I was like 16 or 17 with some friends out in the woods. After that, I ended up having a bad experience, not with marijuana, but with synthetic marijuana. They may call it spice or something like that. But synthetic marijuana was terrible. I had a terrible experience where I went into a panic attack. I felt like I was losing my mind, very dissociative and depersonalized. I had like post-traumatic stress for months on end. It was terrible. It scared the shit out of me for any sort of mind-altering chemicals. So I didn't smoke weed for a long period of time, because whenever I'd smoke weed, I know it wasn't the marijuana, but whenever I smoked weed, I would get post-traumatic stress, kind of. I get anxious and be like, whatever, I don't even need to do it, I'm gonna go crazy, because I didn't want to go back into that terrible mind space that I was in, which I thought I lost my mind. I think I was just super scared. You know, looking back on it, I was just incredibly scared, and I think I just went into like a sort of anxiety attack when I was on this stuff. And it was my first anxiety attack, and it was kind of crazy. It's funny now. It was not funny back then. But what happened was I didn't smoke for a long period of time. I eventually started realizing it was mainly just a fear, and I should not be putting this fear onto this precious thing we call marijuana, ganja, weed, whatever. So I think it's a beautiful intoxicant compared to most intoxicants. But I didn't want this fear to linger onto marijuana, so I ended up pushing myself to smoke weed. I had some panics in the marijuana, and when I was smoking marijuana, because I still had fear surface up, and I kind of analyzed this fear when I was smoking pot, and it was really a fear of losing control, fear of losing my mind, because I felt like I lost my mind when I was smoking synthetic marijuana, and I'm not gonna lose my mind. I mean, you never know. Sometimes I feel like I have lost my mind. I don't know. No, Weston, you got it. Okay, but so I ended up, smoking weed, and I remember I was in Nebraska working construction with my twin brother. My twin brother, who lives in Denver, Colorado, smokes pot all the time. So I ended up going to Nebraska, smoking weed out there with him. It became more comfortable with it, and I was like, man, pot's awesome. I feel comfortable. I ended up going back to school that semester, and I ended up smoking from a vaporizer. I like using this PAX vaporizer. I like vaporizing my weed. So I smoked for a whole semester, and I was kind of just experimenting. I'm like, hey man, maybe marijuana, what's the big hype? Why everyone's smoking it daily? Let me try. And I smoked it daily. I went to the gym high, I did cardio high, I read books high, I went to school high, I did stuff high. And it really, once you're smoking it all the time, it becomes more and more benign, where it's not really causing, it's like drinking coffee. It's not a big deal. When, for example, I don't smoke that much now, when I take a puff or two off of my brother's blunt or whatever, I am high off my mind because I don't have that tolerance. Basically, I ended up stopping after that semester because I don't know, I have a fire in me, right? Like, it's inside of it. It's something in me that makes me want to create and build things, and it kind of makes me angry and frustrated. I don't know, but I like it because you can harness this and focus it and build stuff if you want. It can become unbalanced and you can become easily irritated, but I like this little inner flame I have, which marijuana was sort of dimming my flame. Oh man, it's raining. All right, I'm putting my notebook over it. Yeah, so marijuana was sort of dimming my flame, right? Maybe just overly content. I think I still had B's in school. Maybe I got a C. I usually do good in school. And it made me just not too content where I didn't really care. I was totally fine now. It helped with my creative side, like when I was painting and stuff. Helps me think, problems, figure out problems and whatnot. And it's been good. It's been good. There's been tons of benefits from marijuana for me, but it's not a daily thing that I do. And there's some people that still have lots of judgment towards marijuana because it's still fairly recent that it's becoming legal and whatnot. For example, some adults I know. So if they see you're high, they're like, "Oh God, he's high." But then I don't know. Then they're drinking right in front of you, or I'll posting on Facebook. Drinking, and it's just drinking feels like poison to my body. Marijuana does not really feel like poison at all. It feels so comfortable and good. But we all have habits, whether it be smoking tons of pot, watching lots of TV, drinking lots of alcohol, jerking off a lot. You can keep a balance with your habits. I like to indulge in everything a little bit. I don't have an addictive personality. I'm not using anything to cope with anything. And which is fine if you need it to cope with stuff, whatever, I don't know. But pot for me now is really just kind of a nice treat, just like alcohol. Sometimes I drink, sometimes I smoke. Sometimes I indulge in things. But guys, I'm not high right now. I might get high later, okay? I might get high. It's a peaceful, beautiful plant, medicine, and I think it's great. That's my relationship with marijuana. Hey, it's fun. But for me, I like being fiery and focused. But I'm going to be going to Denver. I think there's a 420 event, and I'll be meeting up with my brother who loves marijuana. And we're going to be hitting the town, Yeah, so Boulder's been cool. I don't know about it. It's beautiful. But comparing it to Flagstaff, you just can't compare shit to Flagstaff. But hey guys, I hope you have a great 420. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And hey, if you have a little bit of judgments towards marijuana, hey, try some marijuana. I'm just kidding. Okay, later guys, bye.